This is the Reno 2013 tornado. Today we're talking about the widest tornado recorded in human history. Reno 2013, the tornado that killed TwistX. Let me explain to you what TwistX is, or was. TwistX stood for Tactical Weather Instrumented Sampling Near Tornadoes Experiment. It was founded by Tim Samaras, who's famous for being extremely careful and science-focused compared to many TV-style storm chasers. Their goal wasn't just filming tornadoes, they were trying to measure tornado wind speeds, collect pressure data, understand how tornadoes form, and improve warning times to save lives. On May 31st, 2013, a lot of normal storm chasers thought it would just be a normal storm chasing day. And those storm chasers consist of the entire TwistX team, Tim Samaras, Paul Samaras, and Carl Young. All those people are on the TwistX team. Reed Timmer, Mike Betts from the Weather Channel, Emily Sutton, Kevin Joseph, Dan Robinson, Randy Walton, Mike Phelps, Brandon Sullivan, Brett Wright, Richard Henderson, Billy Prater, Sean Casey, Joshua Werman, and Doppler on Bill's team. And this tornado was not any normal tornado. In fact, it was the widest known tornado in history. In total, the Reno tornado killed 8 people overall. But in those 8 people, 4 were storm chasers. Tim Samaras, Paul Samaras, Carl Young, all 3 were a part of the TwistX team, aka the entire team. Richard Henderson, an amateur storm chaser on his first storm chase. And the 3 members of the TwistX team were the first known professional storm chasers killed by a tornado on direct impact. The reason Reno was so controversial was because Reno's wind speed was documented to be close to 296 to 300 miles per hour, which is easily in Ef5 wind territory. But the National Weather Service doesn't only officially rate tornadoes by radar wind speed alone. They also base it off of damage to buildings, how structures failed, and what was actually destroyed on the ground. Reno was spent most of his life over open fields, farmland, and areas without strong structures to analyze. So even though the tornado may have contained Ef5 level winds, survey teams did not find enough verified Ef5 quality structure damage. The strongest damage confirmed matched an Ef3 rating. That's why the final official rating stayed Ef3 and not Ef5. This created a huge controversy because many meteorologists argued if a tornado verified 300 mph winds, how can it not be Ef5? Others defined the rating system by saying the EF scale is a damage scale, not a pure wind scale, which is true, but it also takes wind speed as well. But the debate still continues today, but Reno is often called the strongest Ef3 ever recorded. In my opinion, it should be an Ef5 tornado since the damage it caused, and the damage in the farmland was very severe, but it was not severe enough to call it an Ef4 at least. I would have been okay if it was an Ef4, but it doesn't have to be an Ef5 to be called a strong tornado. The strongest Ef3 ever recorded, though, that just sounds stupid, because Reno was the widest tornado ever recorded in human history. across the entire world, it was the widest. And it's some meteorologists said it broke the rules of what many storm chasers expected tornadoes to do. Even veteran chasers nearby barely escaped El Reno. And the reason behind it, the reason most people called it breaking laws of physics or broke the rules, was because it changed paths almost immediately, unexpectedly, without any reasoning, basically. And Reno, because of this random change, the TwistX team, Tim Samarez, Paul Samarez, and Carl Young were trying to escape the tornado on dirt roads near El Reno, Oklahoma, but they were not able to escape it in time. They weren't really running from the tornado. The reasoning was because they were trying to get in a better position, and they did not know these key details. The tornado rapidly expanded. It became rain-wrapped, which means it's hard to see because rain is in its direction, making it basically invisible because of rain. It changed directions unexpectedly, headed directly towards TwistX, and contained powerful inter-subvortices moving at extreme speeds. This is the reason why the TwistX team was not able to get away from El Reno. If this didn't happen, then it would most likely be true that El Reno would still be a thing being run by Paul Samarez. According to reports, Paul Samarez and Carl Young were ejected from the vehicle when on impact, but Tim Samarez remained buckled into the passenger seat, and the car was thrown a significant distance by the tornado. And in some of the videos from another storm chaser, you can even see the car's headlights sticking out from the base of the tornado on the top. Then, in the same recording, the truck was thrown multiple miles away. This is the end of today's video. If you would like me to explain why I switched up my content a lot, I'm not really switching it up, I'm just adding more things I'm interested in here. For example, tornadoes and storm chasing. I'm also interested in Minecraft, which is why I'll still be posting Minecraft videos. Roblox, I might be still posting on that when I leave out. So, bye.